Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Are we all having a wonderful evening? I couldn't quite hear you there. Are we all having a wonderful evening? Anyway, I'm sure you all agree what a wonderful meal we've all been treated to today. Earlier today, we heard some beautiful speeches and words of wisdom from both family and friends of the bride and groom, but we haven't heard from the most important people of the night yet. So, without further ado, once again, can you all please give a big hand to the wonderful bride and groom who would love to share a few words with us.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Mrs. Costello.
Now, I know it's not traditional for a bride to give a speech at her wedding, but this shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone who knows me, really, because as if I'd pass up an opportunity to have your undivided attention and gab on to you all for a little while. I wanted to speak today because after the roller coaster of the last 18 months that we've all experienced, I wanted to just take a moment to thank you and tell you how grateful I am that you've all come to celebrate with us today. It really does mean the world to my husband and I. I really can't believe how lucky we are to have such amazing people in our lives. And I wanted to take a second to briefly thank our families for their love and support. We would have been lost without you all. I also want to thank the best bunch of bridesmaids a bride could ever ask for. I don't know what I did to deserve you all. The care and attention you put into both my hen-dos, the support you've offered me throughout. I honestly can't put into words how grateful I am for you all, and how thankful I have been to have you by my side every step of the way. Matt isn't the only love of my life. It's you guys too.
I don't know about that.
You are my first and my longest loves, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And it's only going to go downhill from here. Now, I know looking around this room, it probably looks like we've invited half of Liverpool, but there are a few people who haven't been able to join us today, and it's to them that I'd like to raise a toast. Some haven't been able to make it through ongoing travel restrictions, some are in poor health, and one is due to have a baby any day now and didn't quite fancy recreating the nativity scene in one of Farmer Steve's barns. There's also someone who can't be here today because he's actually about to perform, but he has recorded a message that I'd like to pass on to Matt.
Matt Costello, how you doing? It's me, Justin Hawkins from The Darkness. In full singing regalia. This is Rufus. This is the second attempt at contributing to this wonderful speech by Steph. Who do you want to say hi to?
I want to say hi to Matt. First of all.
That's it.
Yes.
But you know, wishing you lots of years of wedded bliss, and I hope that the ceremony is fitting, and that you are happy together until the day you die together. In anything, more tragic circumstances. Decades of happiness. Lots of love. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
We look forward to raising a toast with all of our absent friends and Justin Hawkins in the not so distant future. In all seriousness though, planning a wedding makes you reflect on those who are in your life and sadly those who no longer are. And there are some very special loved ones who have passed away and so can't be here, but we've carried them with our hearts today, in our hearts today. In particular, we wanted to take a moment to remember our granddads, Albert, Tim and George, Nanny Margie, aunties Christine and Joe, and Uncle Mark. We love and miss you all, today and all days. But there is another person missing today, the one who's probably left the biggest hole in our lives, and that's Matt's mum, Marie. I never got to meet Marie myself. Sadly, she'd already passed when I met Matt. But I'd been lucky enough that Matt and his family have shared with me their memories of what a wonderful woman she was. And from them, I feel like I've gotten to know her in my own way and get a sense of the space she would have occupied in mine and Matt's life together. I've also gotten to know her best in those that she's left behind. Her warmth and humour is clear to see in her youngest son, Tom. When people speak of her fierce intelligence and spirit, then you can't help but think of her daughter, Kate. Her loyalty and her compassion for her family is one of the best qualities in her son, Dave. And most of all, I see all of this and more in her eldest son, my husband, Matt. You, my love, are the perfect mix of your mum and your dad. Your kindness, your intelligence, your silliness, your creativity, your thoughtfulness, and your boundless love. I count my lucky stars that you came into my life. I want to thank Matt Sr. and Marie with all my heart for raising such an incredible man, one that I am now so proud to call my husband. Now, some people joke about mother-in-laws, but it makes me sad that I never got to meet mine because she sounds like she would have been the best of the best. So Marie, to you I'd like to raise a toast. To my mother-in-law, I would, from one Mrs. Costello to another, I hope I do justice to the name. I will be your son's most passionate supporter and fiercest defender. I will make sure your name is spoken often in our home and that any children we may be blessed with will know their Nanny Marie always. And I promise to love and protect your family, which I am now so privileged to call my own, with every bone in my body until the day I die. I will never fill your shoes, but if I can be even half the Mrs. Costello that you were, I'll be doing something right. So please, if everyone could raise their glasses and toast with me to Marie and to all of our absent friends and family.
And all absent friends.
Thank you.
Follow that.
If anybody wants me, I'll be crying my leg off in the toilets outside. Bloody hell. I'll just follow that. I'm going home. Oh my God. Whew. Well, good effort, Steph. Well done. What can I say? It's my turn to speak now, but obviously, like, there's literally, it looks like a funeral up here. There's people crying all over the place. Honest to God. Try and lighten the mood a little bit. Yeah, that was lovely, that Steph. Thank you so much. I am really impressed, actually, that you managed to keep your composure through the whole thing. Good Lord. Oh my God, look at literally, it's like the end of a Vietnam War film up here. Just people crying their eyes, you know what I mean? It's like a war zone. Oh. Right, okay, here's my speech, for what it's worth. Did you say your bit about talking for ages, or can I do that joke? We can do that joke. So Steph was going to pinch one of my jokes, I've got it back now, so. So, first thing to say is good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with us on this incredible occasion. First thing to say really is that after the last 18 months, obviously, with everything that's been going on with COVID, it is really a privilege to host our own super spreading event. Now, I thought Steph was going to steal my gag, but I've got it back. So, as you all know, I love to talk. It's my wedding. Strap in. Going to be here for a while. So to begin, I'd like to start with the Communist Manifesto, if that's okay. spare you all. I will spare you all. Right. Oh God, what do I want to say now? I suppose the first thing to say really is that we're so grateful, really, that you're all here, for the generosity, support and kindness of every single person in this room. The one thing that's really struck me today, and I haven't written this down, I just felt it and I just want to say it, is that every single person in this room, I personally cannot believe, looking around, the sheer number of people who have all turned out for me and Steph. It means the world to us. It is truly an absolute privilege to have every single person in this room with us today. There's no doubt in my mind that every single one of you, no matter who you are, no matter if you're a friend, family member, an acquaintance, a partner that we've ever met before, in your own way, you've all shaped the people that me and Steph are today, whether it's through shaping the type of people that we are directly, the experience that we've had, or shaping the people who mean so much to us and have, impacted our lives in such a way. So thank you all so much for being here. It's been a really long, sleep-depriving experience planning this wedding, but we finally made it. I've had about 6 hours of sleep in the last 5 days, so next time somebody says you want to do a DIY wedding, I am saying no, thank you. But obviously we found our way here, we found each other, and obviously today's it's been a fantastic day, so thank you all. Slightly more traditional. In fact, I'll tell you what, first of all, I'd like to just say, I don't know if Jamie's still here, but can we all just have a round of applause for Jamie? As a guitar player, as a musician, Jamie just played a set, and it was fantastic. I don't know if you could all hear it, but I was loving it, and he did a cracking job. I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't say good effort, so thanks very much. So, on to the more traditional bit. A few thanks, obviously. I need to say thanks to Steph's family, first of all, for making me feel so welcome. It's one of those things that everybody says, but in my case, obviously, I genuinely do feel so grateful that Steph's got such an incredible family who've all made me just a part of their own units, like without a second thought. I always heard my mum and dad both talk about the great relationships they had with their in-laws, and then I had a lot of my friends and a lot of other people say, oh God, I dread the in-laws going out and all that kind of thing. I'm happy to say I've never once even had a fleeting moment where I've thought, oh God, the in-laws are going around, because every single person in Steph's family is a wonderful, positive, amazing person, and they've all made me part of their own family. And I really just want to say thanks to all of you, to Jan, Nancy, Neil, Pam, the girls. All of you have brought me into your lives and you've accepted me. Ian, Lee, Izzy, a lot of you, it's fantastic. So thank you all so much for making me a part of your family. I really can't say more than that. Where am I up to now? It's not a very good speech, this, is it? It's a bit like hit and miss. A few words to my own family. I'm basically off script, so at this point I'm trying to desperately catch up to where I'm supposed to be. A few words to my own family. So first of all, to my dad, who sat here weeping relentlessly. Must be absolutely knackered by now. Poor fella. But without whom I would not be the man I am today. Thank you, Dad, not only for your characteristic kindness and generosity, but for welcoming Steph into the family and for treating her like your own daughter. To my brothers Dave and Tom and my sister Kate, so I can look at you. What more can I say than I would be nothing without you, all three of you. I want to put a special mention in here for Kate. Dave and Tom have been my groomsmen, my best men. They've been front and centre. Kate's been a bridesmaid, but I don't feel like I've showered quite enough attention on her. She has been a linchpin for the last few weeks. She's kept me going. She has really put a shift in. She's been absolutely wonderful. And without you, and you lads, I'd be absolutely lost. You guys are like... You two have had quite enough for me already. So thank you to you three for making Steph your sister, bringing her into our family. Thank you also for nearly killing me on the stag weekend, as you already heard. That was a laugh. I'd love to name every single member of my family and all my friends for the immense support that you've shown us all, but I don't want to keep you here till Monday morning, so suffice it to say that we love you all, and just thank you all so much for everything you've done for us over the years. Now, I believe that Steph is the first newly minted Mrs. Costello in the family since my own mum was 35 years ago in 1986, is that correct?
Correct.
1986. And as we've all just heard, obviously, my mum's like a big presence in the family. She hasn't been around for years and years and years. And without getting too maudlin and dwelling on it, Steph is a woman who is a fine addition. And as everyone's already said, I'm sure Mum will be incredibly proud to know that the first Mrs. Costello since she married into the family is Steph, and is an absolutely worthy successor to the name. A few words to the groom's party. So obviously Dave and Tom, best men, Chris, Connell and Jen. Thank you all so much for everything that you've done, not just this weekend, but over the last 20 years as my friends. I've already written you all some nice messages, so I won't reduce the rest of the room to tears by repeating them. But thank you all for being the best mates anyone could ask for. Finally, in the supporting cast today, we have the bridesmaids. What a stunning bunch you all are. I mean that. Fantastic, amazing bunch of girls. Privileged to know you all. Thank you all so much for everything that you've done. You all look absolutely radiant today, and it's really a privilege to have you all here. I can genuinely say you're a wonderful gang of girls. I don't think Steph could ask for better friends, and thank you all for making this process so special for Steph and for being here with us both on this amazing day, honestly. So, now we come to the main event. Can we please have a big round of applause for my wife, Steph? Steph. How do I describe the... Well, first things first, I want to say, how incredible do you look today? You are, I would say, an absolute worldie. I'm so happy to be here today, punching so far above my weight. I'm marrying you. You are the most incredibly generous, thoughtful, kind and intelligent woman I've ever had the privilege to meet, as I said earlier on. I'll tell you all a quick story about Steph which exemplifies her personality. So the last few weeks organising this wedding have been quite challenging, to say the least. As you can see, 75% plus upwards of the table decorations and dressings and all kinds have been made by hand by Steph over the last few weeks, so the house has looked like a sweatshop for the last month. So one night when I was sitting there sticking labels to pieces of card, wondering if I'd be allowed a crust of bread after my 23-hour shift, I asked Steph why she felt the need to go to this level of effort for the wedding. Why couldn't we just do, standard favour box, farm it out, pay somebody else, whatever? And Steph said to me, this is my chance to give every person I care about a gift. This is my chance to treat them like it's Christmas, and it's like Christmas times 1,000. And that is what Steph is like. Steph is always thinking about other people, never herself, always going the extra mile to make other people enjoy themselves. And I think it's just such a fantastic and admirable quality. So wonderful, wonderful woman. She is the most selfless and generous person I've ever known. So, I won't keep you too much longer, but I met Steph at a house party one night when she burst into my room and immediately started inspecting my bookshelf and my record collection, which most people will know is a trap I carefully laid for years to find the right woman. Steph was the first and only who ever fell into it. I was there, I had all my Orwell, all these great literature lined up and kind of and nobody ever bothered to look at it until Steph came in and she was like, oh my god, have you read George Orwell? That's... she also, she
fell for it.
Yeah. So she burst in anyway, she checked my bookshelf out, she checked my record collection out, she told me a blatant lie about her music taste. She picked the record up, she said, oh my god, do you like this band? I said, oh my god, do you like this band? This woman is the one for me. 2 years later, never heard of them. Just wanted to make an impression, she said. So she burst in, she smashed my record player to bits, literally, and she breezed out. And it was about 20 minutes, but I was absolutely hooked. I didn't know what to do. She was just in, you know what I mean? It was just one of those moments. You know, if you speak to all my mates, they'll tell you, for the first few months that I knew Steph, I was kind of like reticent. I was kind of like, oh God, you know, we need to slow this down, blah, 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 blah. And the reason was because from the first moment that I clapped eyes on Steph, I knew that my life was going to change. I knew that that was the moment when my life was complete. And, you know, I just knew. It sounds cheesy, corny, but that it was true. From the first moment I met Steph, I knew she was the one for me. We've made so many special memories together over the last 5 years. We bought a house. We've had dinner on the floor of an empty living room. We've had barbecues on fold-out beds in the garden. We've visited countries like Italy and Croatia. Steph's accidentally bought 60 quid's worth of lobster. She's had an absolute meltdown because she dropped the quesadilla on the floor, which was quite frankly hilarious. You know, these are the memories which are the substance of the woman that I love. And I can't wait to make so many more memories with you over all the years of our lives. Steph, being your husband is the greatest privilege of my life. You're a woman of boundless beauty and compassion. You're the cleverest person I know, despite the fact that you've decided to marry me. Thank you for being my wife. So can I ask you all to be upstanding for the final toast of the day? I say final toast. If you know my family, we'll end up literally toasting the people who made this canvas because the port has got to be consumed. So the final toast for now. Please raise your glasses and raise a toast to Steph. To Steph. Thank you all. Cheers.